And then I guess that brings us right into our game of the week because it is the Chiefs traveling down to Jacksonville in the heat to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, the Jags are 1-0, having gone to Indy week 1. Lawrence looks good, completed I think 75% of his throws, 104 QBR, right? Was able to show a little bit of out-of-the-pocket movement, which is good from Trevor because he's so physically gifted. You want him to get out of the pocket, extend the plays, make those throws on the run like he did in week 1. Calvin Ridley showed that he is 100% a dynamic piece that they get back. Obviously, he was suspended all last year for gambling, maybe the year before, and they took off a year for personal reasons, whatever. But either way, they've shown that offense can be dynamic. But on the flip side, on the other side of the ball, I worry about their defense against Mahomes. Right, so the secondary's okay, a little bit overrated, and they do not generate as much of a pass rush as you'd like against Mahomes. They need to bring pressure, and we talked about earlier. What happens when you bring pressure against Mahomes? He's unbelievable against the blitz. You have to get pressure with 3 or 4 against Mahomes, and the Jags don't do that. So my concern for Jacksonville is, can you get pressure with 4? Probably not. And what does that do to your secondary? Well, it leaves them one-on-one, right? So if you get the blitz, that leaves your guys one-on-one on an island.
Which you don't like.
Maybe one safety deep, but either way, you don't like one-on-one against Mahomes, right? That's not ideal.
No.
And so that's a huge concern defensively. On the going back to the Chiefs on defense, it comes down to, can they stop the run, right? Can they stop ETN? Can they stop Bigsby? Because if Lawrence is throwing on 3rd and 4, 2nd and 5, right? Downs where it's a good down and distance where it's not a bona fide, hey, he's dropping back to pass, right?
Yep.
You want to keep, I know Trevor Lawrence is really, really gifted and he's not a rookie anymore, but he's still a young quarterback. You don't want a young quarterback 3rd and 12 dropping back to throw when everybody knows he's going to throw. So if Chris Jones is going to play, which I think he will, but is he in game shape? Is he playing considerable snaps? Or is he on a pitch count? Is he on a 40-snap limit? If he can stop the run, if they can stop the run, I think they have a good chance. Because on 3rd down, they've shown they can get a pass rush on 3rd and long. But can they get to 3rd and long? Or is it going to be 2nd and 4, 3rd and 3?
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, the keys on each side of the ball there.
Yeah, just... You're going to need to stay ahead of the chains if you're Jacksonville. If you get behind them, you're screwed because it's going to probably be a shootout. I see this matchup being very similar to a Justin Herbert and the Chargers when they played Kansas City.
Where it's not I guess it's not Miami level shootout, but it's somewhere in the upper 20s, low 30s.
Yeah. It's going to go back and forth. So if you can't score, if you're Jacksonville, you should have to... Scoring first should be your goal. Get on the board first, and then from there, you have to find a way to keep pace. No matter what it is.
Yeah.
You have to find a way. And then, if need be, you have to have the halftime adjustments of a century in the locker room if you're going to adjust some things and beat an Andy Reid team in the second half. Because we know what happens when Mahomes comes out in the second half.
Right, so
the entire thing flips on its head.
So I guess let's go over some keys to win for each team. So starting with Jacksonville, I think the primary key to win is run the football. Like I just said, keep Trevor Lawrence ahead of the sticks. Even I guess they're not a bad defense. Even average defenses to below average defenses are a lot better on 3rd and long. Right?
Yes.
If they can stay in 3rd and long and keep you behind the chains, they automatically become a good to very, very good defense.
Which I guess would be coupled with that the offensive line has to play a fantastic game.
Yeah, you got to get a push. Yeah, you got to get a push to stay ahead of the chains, run the football. You have a couple good backs, ETN and Tank Bigsby, who can take more. He's a bit of a bigger back, a little more power back, so you can give him a lot of carries. ETN, a little bit more finesse, get him out of the backfield, get him on the edge a little bit more. So the double, the multi-layered attack with the run game is going to be big to stay ahead of the chains, stay in 3rd and shorts for Lawrence where he can thrive. Yes, he can bail you out a couple times a game. You don't want him bailing you out of 3rd and 11s each drive, right? Give him some easy 3rd and 3s where he can hit a guy in the flat. He can scramble for some first downs. On the defensive side of the ball, or I guess also with that, get the ball to Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And if they're going to leave you in one-on-one, if they have to fill the box, so if you can run the football, they have to respect it. They have to fill the box. If you can get Calvin Ridley one-on-one, take those deep
looks.
shots when you can.
Yeah.
Because he's dynamic.
Well, the biggest thing, you have to get the ball into your playmakers' hands in these types of games. The great ones have to be great. Yes, the offensive line and the running game has to be there, but I would say along on the offensive side of the football, and even onto the defensive side here, your great players have to play like they are great players.
Yeah.
You have to come to this occasion and show out.
Yeah. I would say defensively for Jacksonville, the key to win is keep Mahomes in the pocket, right? Like, they don't have a dynamic guy on the outside that is going to consistently win one-on-ones. Yes, they will occasionally. Every receiver is going to occasionally win a one-on-one. Right? Kadarius Toney shifty, Sky Moore can get open. Who knows if Kelsey plays? But they have decent enough corners, and the Chiefs don't have great wide receivers that if you can keep Mahomes in the pocket and limit that play to 3 or 4 seconds as opposed to 9 or 10 when he's scrambling,
that's what you want.
That is huge. So if you can keep him in the pocket, you have a chance. For the Chiefs, key to win, stop the run. You have to stop the run.
Yeah. And catch the freaking football?
Will catch the ball. And I was going to say, get tight ends involved, whether it's Kelsey or not. I do like their backup tight ends. Get them more involved in the game. You have to have a layer down the seam like Kelsey provides, whether it's him or not. I know you're never going to replace him, but you have to at least have somebody that can get up the seam like Kelsey and use that to your advantage. They did not use the tight end to their advantage in week 1.
Yeah, they did not. When he was absent, and it was very evident.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to not be so reliant on one player as well. And like we talked about it too, I think the Chiefs need to do something that, now this isn't just for this is obviously isn't for this game, but something I just think outlook for the Chiefs while we're talking about it.
Yeah.
You need to find some more receivers, right?
Well, yeah, and Kelsey's like 33, 34. Like that's not going to last forever.
No.
Like, you're going to have to find somebody that you can develop into a high-end number 1 target.
Yeah.
Whether that's another tight end or whether that's a wide receiver.
Yeah. But on the Chiefs side of the football, too, going back to this game, you have to, like I said for the Jags, you have to show up. You have to catch balls for the greatest quarterback in the league, right? Patrick Mahomes is putting him right there.
There's no way Kadarius Toney's that bad again. I just don't buy it.
Yeah, so I think the Chiefs have more of an upper hand here, obviously.
So what's your prediction? I was going to ask. Score and everything.
Obviously, we're going Chiefs. I do see it being higher scoring because at the end of the day, I think both offenses are really good, and the Chiefs' defense has been historically middle of the road. They kind of have the theory where they just, pay all their offensive pieces and kind of figure out the defense.
It's interesting. It's been working.
So I'm going to say it's going to be close. 33, say 33-31 Chiefs.
Ooh, interesting. I'm going to go
2-point game.
I'm going to go 28-27 Chiefs, very close. I think at the end of the day, Lawrence is going to make one more mistake than Mahomes.
I like it.
Slightly younger. They're going to force him into one more mistake than needed, and that'll be the difference. So I'll take Mahomes barely and the Chiefs.
I like it. Guys, that was our second edition of our game of the week here at The Issue. That time, Chiefs and Jags. Going to be a great week 2 matchup and a great week 2 of NFL football all together. So, guys,